Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't seen my last video where I had purchased the open box 6600 XT from Best Buy, tried to put that into this rig with its old motherboard and the whole thing just crapped out on me. So I instantly thought it was the new card. So I removed the new card and all the other cards refused to start. I couldn't get into the BIOS, there was no post screen, everything was just blacked out. But there was still LED lights running across the board, the risers, and the video card. So I had no idea what the hell was going on. I took out the NVMe, put in an SSD hoping that it will boot to that, but no luck whatsoever. So it is this motherboard in my hand right now, running on a Ryzen 7 1700, I believe, and this motherboard is a Gigabyte GA-AX370 Gaming 5. So what I had to do, unfortunately, was take my Intel motherboard, put it into that rig, and then get everything else booted. The other problem I had when I put the Intel motherboard in there, Windows 10 refused to see all my GPUs, even though all 8 of them were plugged in. I had to do one at a time, unplug it, plug it in. It was a whole bunch of testing and it just refused to see anything above 4 GPUs. As soon as I put the 5th one, the machine would not boot. I go into the BIOS and you guys are probably going to say, oh, you should change it to, what was it, the legacy PCIe settings. Well, I did all that. I even changed it to the 4 gig max or whatever. So I did a whole bunch of research on that. Pretty much I took everyone's BIOS settings that said that it worked for them and went through the entire list. I turned off certain things like onboard VGA, the USB connections that I didn't need, and no luck whatsoever. Right now I have the Intel motherboard running on that and everything is working fine. So I said that I couldn't get it working on Windows 10, so I ended up having it working on Hive OS. I finally figured that one out. You can see that was running the 8 GPU rig. This screen behind me, that is actually single 6600 non-XT. I had to put it into that machine on the floor right there and it's actually running Windows 10. It's actually my gaming PC. Now when I say gaming, it's not like hardcore gaming. I actually play Command & Conquer Generals and sometimes Counter-Strike. So I'm very stoked though, because tomorrow I will be heading over to Micro Center and I'll be picking up a new motherboard, replacement motherboard, just so I could run this Ryzen 7 1700X, I believe. I think it's a 1700X. I haven't taken this off yet. And I'm still going to try and troubleshoot to see if I can actually get this back up and running. But in the meantime, I want to get a new motherboard. And the reason why I want to do that is because I'm also going to be adding on a additional GPU card that I'm going to be buying from Micro Center. I'm going to be showing you guys in a little bit. 1660 Super. And you're probably wondering, like, why the hell am I buying that, right? When I run a bunch of 6600 XTs and the 6600s. The 1660 Super will be for my OBS recording. I finally realized that these videos that I've been making for the last, year on this old iMac that it's like from 2011 has not been able to process my video compression great. And that's why you guys actually see my videos are pretty choppy. I've been playing with the settings, the recording settings. If you guys are not familiar with OBS, you can actually manually adjust or your bit rates on how much you can record. Depending on your settings, sometimes it comes out really blocky, or if you don't set it properly, it just looks like crap. And I just feel like the video quality can be better because I am recording on a EOS 60D, which is an older DSLR camera, but it should be a greater quality than what it is because of the limitation that I have on my Mac. Tomorrow I'm going to be heading over to Micro Center. I was going to say Best Buy. I'm actually looking at this MSI 1660 Super, which is $359.99. I believe that if I use that NVIDIA cards, the OBS supposedly works better with NVIDIA cards opposed to AMD cards. So I'm going to test that out. This will be my first NVIDIA card, 1660 Super. I was actually told, and on my Discord, I was talking to a few people, they actually said the 1660 Super can actually get around 32 mega hash, which is pretty interesting because the price that I pay if I was to buy that and use it to mine Ethereum while I'm not recording would probably be pretty beneficial in that regards, right? Also to the motherboard, I'm actually only looking at open boxes because every time I walk into Micro Center, there's always rows and rows of open box motherboards. It may not be complete. It may not have all the SATA cables or whatever, the little things that comes with it, maybe screws, which I'm fine with. I have plenty of those. I'm not going to go crazy. I think I have my eyes set on the B550 Gaming Plus, which is not one of these. It's actually lower on the spectrum of the price, which is right here, $159.99. But the open box item, hopefully they still have it tomorrow because it's only one available. Retail $159.99 and the open box price is $127.96. So I will be picking up this motherboard using this Ryzen 7, and I have about 32 gigs of RAM lying around somewhere that I can utilize. So I will be using this for my recording, and while I'm not recording, I'll be using the 1660 Super to mine Ethereum. So in total, I have 8 GPUs in here that's all mining Ethereum. Everything is mining Ethereum. This is on Hive OS. That 6600 non-XT is mining Ethereum and is running on Windows 10. And I've said this so many times, I actually have another 6600 in a box that I still haven't even opened yet. I need to do that one day because I just feel like, you know, with Ethereum supposedly coming into an end, I want to get as much as I can. So far, I have mined, as far as the value of how much I mined, because based on the current price, I actually have to compare it. Right now, it's about over $700. Now, that pays for like one card and 1.5 cards maybe. So that's where I am right now. I was pretty bummed that I had to spend more money on buying more hardware because of this motherboard. But now, because of this motherboard, well, because it died, I ended up having to replace it with another motherboard, and I decided to buy another GPU. Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't, right? That is the fun part of getting into all this, because that is just the nature of it. I want to thank you guys for being here. Please remember to hit that like button, and then I'll see you guys again really soon. Bye.